Hello, Jared Morris here with Settled Christianity, coming at you today with the 12th day of the Holiness Challenge. And I pray that you're following along with the videos and that you're remaining encouraged by it and that you're trying every single day to overcome those sins that you struggle with, those temptations. And today I just want to give you a quick, simple thought. And even though it's simple and even though it's quick, I don't want you to undervalue this truth in the Christian life. And I think this truth can be applied not only to holiness, but just to all aspects of the Christian life. And that idea comes from probably the most famous passage, or probably one of the most famous passages from Isaiah, right there towards the beginning when we see Isaiah being commissioned, essentially, and he's in the temple, and he sees a vision of the heavenly temple and God sitting in a throne in heaven. And we find that upon seeing God, the first thing that Isaiah says is, "Woe, woe am I, for I am a man of unclean lips, and I live amongst a people of unclean lips." I try to get that quote as accurate as I can. And we find that Isaiah, upon seeing the holiness of God, is moved not by that holiness to reflect on the sin in his own life. And what I want to say is that holiness should and must make us reflective of our own failings. What this means is that if you are struggling with sin and you go to the Bible and you study out holiness and you study out God's character and you study out what it means to be holy, it should move you to feel deeply about your sin, to deeply hate your sin. And this is something that I feel like a lot of people get caught up on, because I'm a strong believer that there are many people who the only thing that really stands between anyone and God is themselves. And I believe that there are many people who may not know that much about the Bible and who might honestly, like, on the outside be looking like they're doing somewhat better, but the fact is that they never get to a point where they are face to face with God's holiness. I've dealt with a lot of camps and a lot of VBS and things like that, and you see, especially at church camp, you find people who every year go and they make this commitment, and I've been there, and I think we've all been there, and they make this commitment, and they are never able to live it out. They're never able to live out that commitment they make, and they come back next year and they are exactly the same they were the year before. And the problem is that they didn't get real with God. They didn't get real with what was staying between them and God. And this is the thing, is that if you have that sin in your life, you got to ask yourself, am I being honest about this sin? Do I really want this sin out of my life? Or am I content with this sin being in my life? And you shouldn't be. And it should move you if you feel that way. But anyways, I'm going to leave it off there. Just a deep thought, to be real with God's holiness and be real with the sin in your life. Honestly ask yourself how you feel about it. I'm probably going to come back to this topic tomorrow. So join us tomorrow for day 13 of the Holiness Challenge. Pray that you're staying encouraged and staying at it. But anyways, this has been Jared Morris with Settled Christianity, helping you continue in the faith.